100 yards as a sniper, which I am, you pick which nostril you want and I'll put it in it. For me, I mean, it was off it right from the beginning for me. Why did his shirt move the way it did? It was, well, he was obviously wearing body armor and it was deflection. No. Why were people being interviewed saying, yeah, they came from my left to right, from his right to left? The official story sounds like it needs to be investigated, but now, the whole crime scene paved over it. No.
Piers Morgan just sent shockwaves through the internet with one sentence that changed everything. In a recent interview, his words hung in the air like a secret waiting to be exposed. Sometimes, the people who say the least know the most. He never mentioned a name, but the look, the pause, and the timing told its own story, and fans immediately knew who he was talking about: Charlie Kirk's widow. Suddenly, whispers turned into theories, and a single moment of silence became the loudest conversation online. Was Piers hinting at something deeper, something hidden behind the perfect smiles and composed appearances? Could Erika Kirk be holding truths the public was never meant to know? This wasn't just casual commentary. It was loaded with emotion, mystery, and the kind of tension that makes people lean in and say, wait, what did he just mean by that? Piers Morgan has never been one to hold back his reputation as a sharp-tongued, unfiltered commentator has made him both respected and feared in the media world. On the other hand, Charlie Kirk, a bold political figure and cultural voice, built his name by speaking loudly and unapologetically about what he believed in. But then, there's Erika Kirk, his widow, the quiet presence who's rarely spoken publicly since Charlie's passing. Graceful, reserved, and poised, Erika has often chosen silence over spectacle, and yet, that very silence has now become the center of curiosity. As Piers's comment began circulating, people couldn't help but connect the dots. Because, while Charlie was known for his voice, Erika was known for her silence, and now, many are beginning to wonder if that silence isn't just grief, but protection. Protection of secrets, of truth, or maybe even of legacy. The question hanging in the air: what does Erika truly know, and why hasn't she said it? It happened during what was supposed to be a routine panel, a fiery debate about legacy, loyalty, and the public's right to know the truth. Piers Morgan, ever the provocateur, sat calmly as the others argued, his expression unreadable. Then, in one of those rare television moments that feels like time slowing down, he leaned forward, lowered his voice just slightly, and said, sometimes, the people who say the least know the most. The tone was deliberate, not loud, not dramatic, but heavy with implication. The studio went still. Even the guests who moments ago were arguing fell silent, eyes darting toward him as if waiting for clarification that never came. Piers simply sat back, smirked faintly, and changed the subject. But the damage, or perhaps the intrigue, was already done. Social media immediately lit up. Viewers replayed the clip, analyzing his expression, his tone, his timing. To many, it didn't sound like a random remark. It sounded like a message, one aimed directly at Erika Kirk. Fans started speculating that Piers knew more than he was letting on, and that his words hinted at truths hidden beneath the polished image of quiet mourning. It wasn't what he said that shocked people. It was how effortlessly he made millions wonder if Charlie Kirk's widow had been keeping a story untold all along. Within minutes of the broadcast, social media turned into a wildfire of theories and emotional reactions. The clip of Piers Morgan's statement, that single, cryptic line, was everywhere. Twitter feeds filled with slow-motion replays and captions, like "who was he talking about?" Reddit threads popped up analyzing every pause, every flicker of expression on Piers' face, while TikTok creators dissected his tone like detectives solving a mystery. YouTube commentary channels went into overdrive, posting titles like "Piers Morgan just exposed Erika Kirk, the truth behind his words," and "Did Piers just hint at Charlie Kirk's hidden secret?" Fans were divided but deeply invested. Some believed Piers was subtly defending Erika, that his words were meant to shield her from growing scrutiny and protect the quiet dignity she'd maintained since Charlie's passing. To them, his message wasn't accusation, it was empathy. They argued he was reminding the world that grief has layers, and silence isn't guilt. Sometimes it's the only armor left. But others took it very differently. In their eyes, Piers was hinting at something darker, that Erika knew more than she ever let on about the events surrounding Charlie's last months. They pointed to her absence from certain public appearances, her carefully chosen words in interviews, and even her body language when asked about her husband. Every detail became a clue, every silence a headline. Emotions ran high. "If she's keeping something," one fan tweeted, "it must be big, and Piers just cracked the door open." Others defended her fiercely, calling out the internet for invading a widow's privacy. But regardless of what side people were on, one thing was clear: Piers Morgan had successfully ignited a storm. His single, calculated sentence had turned into a global conversation, blurring the line between concern, curiosity, and controversy. It wasn't just gossip anymore, it was a cultural moment, and the question on everyone's mind was the same. What exactly does Erika Kirk know that the rest of us don't? Behind all the noise, the viral clips, the speculation, the endless online debates lies something much more human: grief. Erika Kirk isn't just a name in the headlines or the subject of trending theories. She's a woman who lost her partner, her best friend, and the man who shared her dreams and beliefs. What the public often forgets is that healing under a spotlight is a completely different kind of pain. Every post, every silence, every appearance becomes a statement to be dissected, and that's the reality she's been forced to live in. Piers Morgan's comment may have reignited old questions, but beneath the curiosity and controversy, there's still a story of quiet endurance. Erika's silence, the very thing people keep questioning, might not be hiding secrets at all. It might be her only way of holding on to peace in a world that refuses to let her grieve privately. Every photo she shares, every interview she turns down, feels like a choice between protecting her heart and feeding the public's hunger for answers. And while fans argue online, few stop to imagine what it's like to lose someone so publicly. To see strangers turn your personal tragedy into hashtags and theories. Whether Piers was right or wrong in his insinuation, one thing is certain: Erika Kirk's journey is not just about secrets or speculation. It's about survival, the kind that doesn't come with press releases or public statements, but with quiet strength. Because sometimes, the real story isn't the one being debated on social media. It's the one being lived behind closed doors, where grief, love, and resilience quietly battle to rebuild a life that the world won't stop watching. As soon as the clip from Piers Morgan's show went viral, the internet did what it does best: it divided. Within hours, hashtags began trending, YouTube creators posted instant reaction videos, and entire Reddit threads were devoted to dissecting that one sentence. Sometimes, the people who say the least know the most. The line hit like a spark in dry grass, and social media erupted into flames. On one side, Erika's supporters flooded the comments with empathy and outrage. Many felt that Piers had crossed a moral boundary, turning a widow's grief into entertainment. Tweets poured in saying things like, "This woman has lost enough, let her heal," and "Piers went too far this time. He's making assumptions about pain he'll never understand." Fans pointed out that Erika had never sought attention or controversy, and dragging her into a public debate felt cruel and unnecessary. But then came the other side, those who defended Piers for doing what he's known for: saying what others won't. His followers praised him for being fearless, arguing that the public had a right to know if there were hidden truths behind the Kirk family's silence. One viral comment read, "He's not being mean, he's being honest. Everyone's been wondering, and he just said it out loud." News outlets and podcasts joined in too. Some ran with headlines accusing Piers of exploiting tragedy for views, while others framed his comment as courageous journalism, the kind that exposes what polite society prefers to ignore. The divide wasn't just about Piers versus Erika. It became a larger conversation about media ethics, privacy, and where the line between curiosity and cruelty really lies. The irony: both sides claimed to be fighting for the truth. Yet as the digital debate grew louder, the truth itself got blurrier. What started as one cryptic sentence became a full-blown cultural storm, with millions of people taking sides in a story that, deep down, only Erika truly knows. In the days following Piers Morgan's explosive remark, things began to shift quietly, not in the headlines, but in whispers. Erika Kirk, who had stayed mostly silent since her husband's passing, was suddenly thrust into a new wave of scrutiny. Paparazzi began following her every move. Old interviews resurfaced. Even moments meant to celebrate her charitable work were flooded with comments asking, what did she really know? Behind closed doors, insiders claimed that those close to the Kirk family were blindsided by Piers' words. Some reportedly felt betrayed, that what had once been private grief was now turned into a public guessing game. Others said Piers' timing couldn't have been worse, calling it opportunistic and cruel. Yet, there were also quiet murmurs, people wondering if maybe, just maybe, there was more to the story than anyone had dared to admit. Meanwhile, Piers stayed mostly silent. He didn't walk back his words. He didn't clarify. Instead, he let the speculation grow, a tactic he's mastered throughout his career. Every time fans demanded answers, his silence only fueled the intrigue. And for Erika, That silence became a storm she couldn't control. Social media detectives kept digging, analyzing her old posts, looking for hidden meanings, creating theories about what Charlie's parents might have known. It turned into a digital wildfire, one that blurred the line between empathy and obsession, and through it all, one haunting question lingered in every thread, every podcast, and every comment section. What if Piers was right? No one knew for sure, but the damage was already done. Whether true or not, Erika Kirk's quiet life had been shattered by one man's single, calculated sentence. The world was watching, waiting for her to respond. But for now, her silence was louder than any headline. At the end of the day, when all the noise fades and the headlines move on, only one person truly knows the truth: Erika Kirk. Maybe Piers Morgan wasn't trying to stir chaos. Maybe, in his own blunt way, he was pointing toward something deeper, something hidden beneath the surface of grief, loyalty, and silence. But whether his words were meant as protection or provocation, one thing is undeniable: they've reopened a wound that never fully healed. What makes this story so powerful isn't the gossip, it's the humanity. A widow navigating public loss, a media giant unafraid to ask dangerous questions, and a public desperate for truth in a world built on speculation. It's a reminder that behind every headline is a heart still learning to heal, and behind every secret, there's a story waiting to be told. So now the question is yours. Was Piers Morgan simply chasing controversy? Or did he accidentally reveal something the world wasn't meant to hear? Tell us what you think in the comments below. We read every single one. And if you want more raw, emotional, and revealing stories like this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because in the world of fame, power, and secrets, the truth always finds its way out.